Patreon. Support the future of CHASIN lines.
How far down? Like 300 mil you're going to find water?
2 meters.
3 hours later. Where is he? Jeez!
We made it to the water.
You're off your head, mate.
It's a big hole.
It's a big hole.
Didn't predict this in the planning process.
You're digging your own grave down there, actually.
Look at the shells in here though.
So is there any water down there?
Yeah.
So this is what happens after a couple of beers and you make a bet you can't dig down and find water.
I'm going to cave the whole camp in. I'm going down. Whoa! That's it! I'm in! Fuck, it's deep. This will be a tourist attraction now.
What do you got to say about that, Brett?
Well, he found water at 2.1, I said 2 meters, so...
Doesn't count.
It counts.
It doesn't count.
It counts. It counts.
I'll give an A for his efforts, but nah.
We were fishing the night before and, well, caught a brim. Got that chopped up, ready for dinner. By no means are we professionals at cutting fish.
This is your standard filleting knife.
Oh, this little fella.
Mark's fish that he caught.
Looks a lot smaller on camera, let's be honest.
Now what you do, you hold it further out. That's it, so it gets a real, and then you look small in the background. It's a bit of Photoshop, but you know,
Hang on.
it's a skill. You gotta hang on to it with 2 hands. Yeah, that's it. Want to fillet it or we want to cook him whole? Fillet?
You done this before?
Nah.
He's seen it done.
Some water would be ideal. Brett, why don't you run down the water? Get some water. Not the most ideal scaling tool, but when you're in the bush and you've got 2 metre holes, this is what we're doing.
Didn't know it.
Make an incision behind the ear there. Oh, lost a bit of fillet there. Fresh bit of fish, mate, for dinner. That's primo. That's how you fillet a fish with the non-knife.
That's shark bait.
And that will keep for bait. That'll go straight on a hook.
Stop that at once!
You're gonna have to put that in the video, send me that call sign, mate, because that's the sign for CHASIN lines number 2, roll out.
Not a chance.
So today was a quick 80-kilometre drive off the beach back into Shark Bay to catch the shark feeding.
So we're here at the aquarium in Shark Bay. Apparently there's shark feeding every hour or so, so that's going to be pretty intense. Maybe we'll throw Mr. Fishy in there.
Discovery control mission success. Sign off.
So we left Shark Bay behind, and this marked the start of our journey to Steep Point. Remember Mr. Fishy that Piercy had decided to keep for shark bait? Well, turns out the fish gets the last laugh.
Well, Piercy dropped the fish over in the back of the ute.
That's why you don't four-wheel drive with bait. You've got to get rid of the smell before bedtime.
Good one, Piercy. Done north 2 years ago, and we did east 2 years ago as well. And now I've done west, and no one knows where south is.
Yes, that's right. Steep Point is known to be the most western point of the Australian mainland. So with Cape York in CHASIN Line Series 1, we did the most northern and eastern tips. Now we can tick off the western as well.
What's the date? The second? Second.
Second and six. That's a bit silly.
CHASIN Line, the boys.
You couldn't get enough. Seize the day. Take your time. Find a way. Sleep at night. Search the light. Find a way.
That'll do.
Wow!
What about the cameraman? Come on. Oh,
He's got to ride it.
sorry, mate. Job done. We're out of here.
Pretty windy at Steep Point tonight, but beautiful view nonetheless. I've timed this perfectly with the sunset behind me, and well, see you in the morning.
The next day.
That's a sick view.
But you can't hit the water.
It's like a bit of Aussie bite stuff.
Well, that just about brings us to the end of Season 2 of CHASIN Lines. Yet another amazing journey, one to cross off the bucket list. We had Cape York in 2016, and now we've done the Pilbara of WA. There's still plenty more for us to explore in Australia, of course, but I want to give a huge shout out to the boys who are on this trip. We had Brett, Mark, Brad, Louis, Anthony, and of course Jared, the cameraman. It was only a 3-week trip, so not quite as long as we'd hoped, but I hope this inspired you guys to get out there and explore what this country has to offer. We're definitely going to be back for more next year, so I hope you enjoyed this mini-series. Now sit back and relax as I interview the boys for the best and worst parts of this trip.
Favourite camp would have to be Coral Bay. I think it was Five Fingers Reef or Beach.
Definitely have to be Coral Bay, 5 Fingers.
I'd probably have to say 5 fingers at Coral Bay.
Bloody good view. Up in the alley cab there, I got some amazing postcard pitch perfect shots of the sunset.
Great view of the ocean. Just the view, and it was probably the funnest one to get to as well. Hooting up that sand dune and hearing Sammy rooster the LS up there with the rooftop up.
The weather was awesome, the view was awesome, everything was awesome there. Except for when we all got bogged. In two-wheel drive. With no hubs locked in. But that was good.
I'm actually going to say Steep Point. I like Steep Point. I never didn't have a fire, but...
Worst campsite would have to be...
Parabadoo.
Probably definitely have to be staying in the truck bay at Parabadoo and hearing the bloke pull up and piss pretty much on our tents.
Yeah, at Parabadoo where we had to set up everything wet.
I woke up like sore as f the next morning.
Worst camp would have been Parabadoo. I was lucky enough to have the luxury of a hotel room, but it wasn't camping, so it's a negative for me.
And we opened the hotel room and there was a death adder sitting inside the hotel room. Yeah, so that was hectic.
Best moment was last night and Sammy trying to learn how to use a camp oven. Trying to comprehend how to cook an apple pie in a camp oven.
Film it, so you're gonna have to explain it more.
So basically everyone around here, we all know how to use camp ovens and campfires, and Sammy is a bit of a virgin to it, so
Know how to use the oven at home.
apparently doesn't know how to use the oven at home, so we were explaining to him how to heat it correctly to not burn anything. Yeah, it was a bit of a laugh. Yeah, then pulled it out with a glove, just spooned it up and held it in his hand. Quite funny.
Got out, didn't it?
Best moment, probably just swimming in all the gorges.
What did we do that was epic?
Yeah, the spider walk, Hancock Gorge. That was pretty cool. Like walking side to side through water.
Probably the highlight one would be the Hancock Gorge, because you literally got to swim down it. Well, you don't have to, someone didn't.
The different sort of places that we had to walk to get to them and stuff like that, just actually, and maybe like down into Kermit's Pool, just climbing down through all the rock faces and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, me and old Mark went in the bush track down Joffrey Falls and everyone else walked around, went the chicken track.
Turned out to be hectic anyway.
No, it wasn't. We had the best view, come across a big goanna. That was good. Joffrey Falls.
It was probably watching Piercy dig that hole. It was probably the stupidest thing I've ever seen him do. So yeah, that was pretty entertaining.
Digging a 2-metre hole is not recommended on the beach because it turns out to be a lot bigger than what you think.
Worst moment, probably when my car caught on fire.
When Brett's windscreen wipers stopped working.
Almost on the limit, and yeah, things got hot.
For 100 kilometres, I had to manually wipe.
And we could all smell some funky smells, and turns out my firewall was just smoking away and it was like a red ash.
Yeah, worst moment was the realisation on the way from Mount Augusta to Parabadoo that my swag was drenched because it was on the back of the ute and we were just getting hammered by rain.
Worst moment would be waking up at Mount Augusta to like a storm front.
Probably when I fried about 50,000 kilometres off my clutch. It's probably the worst moment.
Driving from Mount Augustus. The whole day was just shit.
Down on one of the beaches at Ningaloo, just drove down there. It was really, really soft, and then to try and get off it, I tried to hold onto it a little bit and held onto it a little bit too much, and we had smoke coming up through the vents.
What broke on my car?
What broke on my car?
Nothing, mate. It's built, not bought. It's perfect.
Mainly just stuff coming loose. Exhaust sort of came loose.
Blew a relay, or a fuse actually, for my spotlight.
And one of my hubs wouldn't lock in, so I had to pull my hub apart.
So we cracked the bull bar.
Turns out it all just fallen apart inside the hub.
Yeah, me BCDC had some dramas, so I had a battery issues for a bit.
Pulled the life motor out and the linkage is fallen off the back because the retainer's gone missing.
We were bearings come loose on the front.
What else broke?
I had an exhaust rattle loose.
What broke on my camera gear? Yeah, just blades on the drone.
Oh yes, I did get a puncture as well.
Oh, my fuel cap wouldn't come undone.
I lost aircon, tacho and glow for 2 days and then it come back.
Light bar mount coming loose, but we just zip tied that back on.
Well, my battery box broke off again.
Smashing up a dune and then all of a sudden it just shut down.
And just the diesel leak that I had that got a lot worse.
What else?
Lost me spotties for a day and they come back.
But aside from that, everything held up pretty well.
The battery terminal just decided to come off.
No, that was it.
No, I think that's it. That's not that bad.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. 2 weeks?
Yeah.
If you found this video inspirational, you should most certainly click the subscribe button. Catch me on Facebook or Instagram for the latest content as well, before this video finishes.